much all filled up nice here, you guys can see. There's a few spots I'm going to go over a couple more times, and then this will be ready to seed down tomorrow. This is all going to be backwoods blend by RAVLIN Archery. We got the plot all tilled up, and we're gonna go ahead and roll it and then seed it down tomorrow, and then we'll roll it again with a cultipacker. But this is the very first year that I've had this plot right here, so I really am not sure exactly what the dimensions are of the plot in regards to acreage. That's important to know, so you put down the correct amount of seed. You can weigh your seed and then disperse it accordingly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right into the onX app. So I'll do that right with you here. You're gonna hit the location button, tracker, and we're gonna go ahead and start tracking. And then we're gonna walk the perimeter of the whole food plot, and then we'll be able to see exactly how big the food plot is in total. Walking the perimeter of the food plot, and I think I just heard somebody wreck their car out here, so we're gonna hurry up out to the road and see what happened. You guys good?
Yeah.
Oh.
I lost steer.
Yeah, I heard it.
Coming down Nazareth, it just went sideways.
Yeah, that was a loud boom. Did you hear it?
No, I was coming from town.
I was right there. Sounded like a bomb going off. I was standing there. Well, that's going to conclude food plot day one. Somebody decided to turn a truck into an airplane and flew about 20 feet right into the Nazareth Road Creek. And they're really lucky to be alive. They're both not injured, so that was good. But I don't want to show you guys, you know, what was there in respect to them. So we'll get back after it in the morning. It'll be Saturday. We're gonna get that piece seeded down that we started on today, and then we'll go from there. Got a lot of work to do yet. Wow. Are you enjoying your fire table?
Yep, scouting out and relaxing.
Things we left behind. Glad you didn't leave me behind. Food plot day 2, August 2nd. We're heading back there. I think I made up my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and till up that little plot right in front of the stump 4. So I wanted to keep it clover, but the clover just didn't come up as strong as I was hoping it would. So we're gonna go ahead and till all that under, plant it to the backwoods buffet blend from RAVLIN Hill. So that's the plot we're heading to next. Well, this is a staging plot. There's a lot of clover in here, but not enough. So we're gonna go ahead and till this all under and plant the backwoods brassica blend from RAVLIN Hill. So let's get at it. Let's get at her. Deer out feeding in the other hidey hole plot over there. I don't know if you can see it. We got that plot all tilled up. Now we're gonna head to the hidey hole plot and get after that one. I'm back here in the hidey hole plot now, and I'm just rototilling all these areas that I had ripped those stumps out of, and it's an absolute mess. It's bringing up a lot more stump debris, so we're going to clean all that up. And then what I'll do in these areas out here is just plant the harvest salad in here, and then plant that clover chicory mix right in with it, and call it good. We're going to leave all this out here to that clover. It looks really nice. So that's the game plan here. We got a lot of cleaning up to do. Pick all these chunks out of here. Well, we got most of the bigger roots that were sticking out of here out, so we'll just go ahead and seed this right over with that harvest salad blend with the grains, and then we'll put the clover right in with it and roll it, and then call it good. We're gonna have a little micro mini plot right here in front of the stump 3. We've got some other areas that we've got to do, like right here is another huge stump that I had pulled out. We're gonna have to, looks like there's a lot of pretty big chunks in here, so we'll get after that. We've got everything tilled up down here, and this is the staging plot right here, and then the dead tree plot, which is in the middle. And then we've got all the places where we dug those stumps out all tilled up too. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be planting this to the blend from RAVLIN Hill Archery, which is called the Backwoods Blend, Backwoods Buffet. And I know that both of these plots are just under a 1/4 acre. This one's a 1/4 acre. That one in the middle is just under a 1/4 acre. So I got my seeder here, and these are really touchy. We're just gonna barely open that, and we're gonna actually have to go over it a few times. I'd rather underseed the first time and just keep seeding until it's empty, so that way you get a pretty good even seed rate. I always have this one with me just in case of an emergency, but let's go ahead and get after it. I plugged my holes down there in the bottom. You can see my openings are really small, so we're gonna go ahead and put the seeds in. Well, we got everything planted, and I ran out right before my last pass, so my seed rate was a little bit too much, so I had to use a hand seeder right in the middle. But let's go around the edge here and just do a spot check and make sure that everywhere we look we can find some seed. There's 1, 2, 3, plenty of them in there. Let's go over to the far edge over here and see what we got. There's a seed right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. I'd say we're pretty well covered here. Here's 1, 2. Oh yeah. I think we're all set in this plot. Now what we'll do next is go get the call packer. Well, I'm gonna spread fertilizer on it next and then call the packet in. And then we'll likely spread fertilizer on it again the night before the next rain. So we gotta go plant the one in the middle now. Got plot number 2 in. The dead tree stump plot. That was a giant ash tree that I lit on fire and ended up, you know, burning it all up right here at the stump. That's all that burnt in the stump right there. Let's check right here and see if we can find some. There's a brassica right there. There's a rapeseed right there. Looks like we've got good solid coverage. We made it over to the hidey hole plot, and as you can see, I've got kind of a weird thing going here. Everywhere that there was a stump I cleaned up, I had that all tilled up, and I had cleaned up all the stump debris out of there. And then right here along the edge, I've got all this tilled up. And I think what I'm gonna do is, in all these places in the middle, I'm gonna do harvest salad with real world clover. Right here on the edge, I'm gonna plant Nebraska right to that tree, and then harvest salad through the rest of it with the real world clover. They typically, typically you want to plant that harvest salad later, mid-August to late August. I know it's August 1st here, but when I look at the forecast, we're not going to have any rain till, I mean, it says like 9 days till the first rain. So I like planting that harvest salad early anyways. There's enough browse pressure in here that the deer kind of knock it down as it grows anyways. And, you know, it just doesn't seem to be a big deal for me, although they recommend not planting that till later in August. We're planting it August 2nd. It's worked in the past, so we're gonna do it anyways. We'll go ahead and get after it. Okay, so all these areas that I had pulled those stumps out of, a lot of the dirt, I tried to keep all the top dirt to the side and then put all the clay ground, like the crappy dirt in the bottom of the hole and the top dirt on top. But for the most part, it's all just kind of mixed up. So the soil's not very good where these are. It's kind of clay-like soil. So we're gonna just plant this real world harvest salad, which has a mix of winter wheat, winter peas, winter oats, stuff that's really browse hardy and cold resistance is just going to keep growing, and it's really easy to grow in crappy ground. So I'm going to just fill all these areas in. I'm going to seed it heavier than normal, heavier than I normally would, and then I'm going to seed real world clover and chicory right in over top of it. So that's the game plan here. We've got the harvest salad spread in all these root spots, and we're gonna go ahead and get the clover chicory spread on them. Then we're gonna go get fertilizer, fertilize it. Then we're gonna go ahead and get them rolled in, and then we're gonna hit them with some liquid lime to top everything off. The liquid lime is gonna be the last thing we do. We've got all the harvest salad planted, and the final step here when it comes to seeding is this clover chicory mix from Real World. We're gonna go ahead and overseed all these areas right in the middle of the plot with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and seed it right into where the brassica is too, and see how that turns out in the spring. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this in and get that seeded, and then that'll be the end of the seeding. And then we're going to be on to pulling some more stump roots out that I can see. Then we're going to fertilize, then we're going to roll, and then we're going to spray it with liquid lime. So we got a little bit more to go, and we'll be all finished up here. Next step, fertilizer. We've got a bunch of fertilizer in here, and we're just gonna hammer these plots with it. After that, we'll get the cultipacker and cultipack all this fertilizer and all the seed into the ground, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Typically do about 100 pounds to the acre of 1919, so that's what we'll do. This is a 1/4 acre right here, and the next one's a 1/4 acre, so we have a 1/2 acre, and this is 50 pounds, so that should be right on the money. spreading the last of the fertilizer. Then we're going to be able to get this cul-de-sac, and then we'll spray our liquid lime, and we'll be all done with these 3 plots back here. This thing's got to be just about empty here. Well, we got the cul-de-packer hooked up, and we're gonna go ahead and roll the whole. Why is my engine smoking so bad? Oh, it's just steam from going through the creek. Huh, wouldn't surprise you one bit if this thing just blew up. That'd be icing on the cake for this machine. We're gonna go ahead and get her cul-de-packed. We got the first 2 plots rolled in. Now we'll go get the last one, and then tomorrow we'll hook the sprayer up and get them sprayed with liquid lime. Well, that's a wrap, everybody. I got everything done back here for the fall. Everything's seeded down. Well, not totally done. I'll come in here and hit this with liquid lime tomorrow. And then probably in about 3 or 4 weeks, I'll come in and spread nitrogen triple 19 over, you know, the new growth of what's coming up, and hit it one more time with a little fertilizer. But anyways, for today, we're done. Everything's rolled in and good to go. Most people have to pick rocks out of their food plots. I have to pick chunks of stump out of it. You wouldn't believe all the pieces of roots that I've cleaned up out of here in the last 3 weeks. I mean, every time I go over it with any piece of equipment, new roots pop up. But there's not a single rock. People won't believe me, but there's 3 food plots right here, and this one's an acre. It's an acre and a half. Those 2 are a quarter, and this one's an acre. There's not one rock. I've literally never found a rock in these food plots. Not one. It's incredibly good ground. It's all just sediment from the creek over the years. So it's really good food plot ground, that's for sure. You know, it just depends on how much time I want to take cleaning up these. You could just sit here and pick these up all day long. But I do have trouble leaving them. It's kind of one of those things that annoys me when I see them, and I've just like got to clean it up. I got to work on that. Some type of OCD or something. I'm like anti-roots. Anyways, we'll wrap it up for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, we're on to our final step here. We're gonna go ahead and spray the Super Lime Plus liquid onto all the planted plots this morning. It says right here to soil or bare ground, apply 1 to 2 gallons per acre with a minimum of 50 gallons of water. So this is 30 gallons right here. So we're gonna add about a gallon. We'll go a little heavy on it. So we'll head down and get those plots sprayed. It's going to be a really hot day, and in fact the forecast doesn't look great for the next 2 weeks. There's not really rain in sight, so it kind of makes me nervous. But I think with it being down in that creek bottom, there's going to be enough moisture in the air, you know, in the dew in the morning to keep things fed a little bit, or keep those seeds germinating and growing. We'll see. Worst case scenario, if there's a drought, there's a creek right there, I can go get a pump and we can water them. So I hope it doesn't come down to that, but we're gonna wait to plant all the other plots another week, probably next weekend if there's forecasted rain. But there's no sense in planting those right now when there's no rain in sight. It makes me a little bit nervous, although they'd probably be fine. We'll wait another week. Not that big a deal. We made it down to the first plot, and we're gonna go ahead and get everything sprayed here. Sprayer's all hooked up, and go ahead and there we go. We're in business. We got this plot all sprayed with the liquid lime, and that's a wrap on all three of these right here. We got the first 1/4 acre by the stump 4, and then the one in the middle, it's just under a 1/4 acre, and then this is a full acre along with all the clover I kept. I kept all this really nice real world clover that I had planted in here last fall, and everywhere that I ripped stumps out, I just seeded down with that harvest salad blend. It's a little bit early for putting that in, but whatever. And then over here we planted brassica, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how that brassica does. I had never planted brassica back here. I planted like some test spots in this last year just to see if the brassica, how it would do, and it did pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see. Those two plots over there are planted with the backwoods buffet brassica blend from RAVLIN Hill Archery. So now we just wait and hope that it rains before they're calling for rain, because right now it don't look good. I think there's enough moisture back here though in the dew. Like for example, if I kick a chunk of this dirt up, I mean that's believe it or not, I mean the soil's pretty moist, not too deep under there. So I have to imagine that, you know, some of this could get germinated here, hopefully. We'll see. As you guys can see, I got the Guard Pro X60 set up right here, and I got the solar panel way up there in the tree pointed at the afternoon sun. So we've got good cell service right here, which is impressive because typically in this area I have really bad cell service. So it was nice to see that camera had 3 bars as opposed to barely 1 usually with most cameras. So we've got it set up right here on this trail that goes from the dead stump plot to the staging plot, and there's an apple tree right here dropping a bunch of apples. A lot of the deer that come through here will walk right through here and walk right by the camera. So excited to see how it works. I'll show you, you know, the pictures that it sends me, and I'm sure it'll be sending me pictures pretty soon. This is all planted to backwoods buffet brassica blend from RAVLIN Hill Archery. We need some rain. This is pretty dry. Looking forward to seeing how that camera does. I've got a discount code for you guys as well. I'm going to put a link in the description. Make sure you try it out and get, I think it's 10% off. So I'll show you what we get on the camera next. You can get stuff up to 63, 65% off, which is absolutely crazy. They're kind of trying to get rid of some of the inventory they have, so they've got certain stuff like marked off out of this world. And if you use my discount code KEO16 along with it, you can get things for next to nothing. I mean, if you go, let's scroll back up to the top here, you can get this blind for 65% off already. And then you can get an additional 16% off on that. So you can get a $300 blind for under $100 using my code. So take advantage of these deals on Tideweed's website, and I appreciate everybody watching. We'll have more chuck hunting videos coming soon. Take it easy, everybody.